And it's a lovely warm welcome to everyone here at the Surge Equestrian League 2026 May edition. I'm Diane Penny.
And I'm Dhruv Fadnani, bringing you all the action live from Surge Stable, Bangalore. And we're going to kick things off with the Medium Tour, Day 1, probably the most exciting competition of the day. What are you looking forward to, Diane?
Well, I'm really looking forward to some of those riders coming back from the April competition. They had some really great rides, and we have our top two podium finishers coming back in to join us this afternoon. So let's see what they have in store for us.
Okay, course walk time. We're ready to go.
And here we go. We can see our riders already out on course at the moment, walking the course that has been set up for this weekend. It was done by Shreeharsha from Egypt, and already some interesting questions out there for the riders. So as they walk through this course, they'll be counting out those steps and strides, and working out how best to attack the course with their horses this afternoon.
So this will be a two-phase competition. From jump number 1 to 6 will not be against the clock, and from 6 onwards till the last fence at 11 will be against the clock. The heights are at 1.20 meters, the speed at 350 meters per minute. In phase 1, the length is 250 meters, so the riders will have to complete it in 43 seconds. The second phase, the length is 210 meters and the time allowed is 36 seconds. We'll explain the rules of a two-phase competition to you in a few seconds. So the first phase, if the rider does not have any jumping penalties and any time penalties, they will progress to phase 2, and that will be against the clock. So the rider, in case of equal penalties, the faster time will be placed higher. And you can see it's a very inviting course, nice flowing turns. There are a few tricky jumps in the course, but it's a great way to get things started for the riders taking part in the first round of this May edition of the Surge Equestrian League. So a great way to get things started, a very encouraging course for the horses and riders.
And it's also lovely to see so many of our spectators in the grandstand as well, coming out this afternoon to support the riders as they embark on the beginning of the competition season here at Surge.
And a very interesting lineup. We have 12 entries. We have riders from the age of 13 or 14 years old, all the way to our senior class riders. We have riders from all the top clubs of South India, from the home team Surge Stable, United Riders Barn, Flying Sea Stallion, the Embassy International Riding School, and Kovai Stables. So it's going to be a good competition, plenty to look forward to.
And of course, shows like this wouldn't be taking place if we didn't have our amazing sponsors who are all out supporting us as well over this weekend, and of course across the entire season and the duration of our league. So our sponsors, again, over the duration of our league, we'd like to say a big thank you to the Mantena Group, as well as Skyjets, ABI Attachments, Divis, TRM, Equine Nutrients, and of course our latest addition to the group, Clip My Horse TV. And I'm sure many of the riders are already subscribed members of Clip My Horse, but it's a great opportunity for family and friends to also keep track of what everyone's doing and get to watch these rounds if they can't be with us here today.
Yeah, we had a wonderful competition in April. Just to remind the viewers about the riders who did well at the Medium Tour. In April, Medium Tour Day 1, we had Basavraju on Quintani winning the competition and Prithiv Krishna on Pharrell finishing second. Both these riders are back today on the same horses, so they'll be fighting it out for bragging rights. We also had Yashan Kambata on Troy. I don't think he's with us today. We have Shreyas Mantena on Lazareff, a very, very talented horse. We should be seeing some wonderful jumping from this horse rider combination.
We also have Geethika, and she was on Chiranza. She came in on 5th podium placing in the April element, and she has been doing really, really well with Chiranza. It was a new partnership for this duo. Probably started about 4 months ago now, so they've definitely progressed in the very short time that they've been out as a team.
So experience meets youth. We have Nitin Gupta, who's been jumping for many, many years, a fabulous rider with plenty of experience. We have Basavraju, who's also very well known in the competitions all over India for his success. We have young riders like Eera Shreeharsha and Hiba Gabriel.
And here you can watch us on the screen as we go into the fly-through and starting over fence number 1 just in front of the clubhouse and turning left in front of the grandstand and taking on the blue and white fence there at number 2. It's quite an easy turn going into fence number 3, the yellow and black, almost middle of the arena, and then a nice straight line towards fence number 4. And should be looking about 5 or 6 strides in between those two fences, depending on speed and the go of the horse as they go into it. So we'll see some of the riders having to ask a couple of questions and having to really sit their horses back for that one. And let's see how they do it. Following through into a right turn into the 5AB combination just in front of the judges box, and then a nice sweeping move turning to the right for our fence number 6. So far quite a straightforward course, but let's see how our first riders get on and deal with the questions that our course designer has set up. Moving forward across to fence number 7, it is the Oxo, just again in the middle of the arena, and through to the yellow and white fence number 8, following through a left turn. Quite a big distance here. You might see some of the riders starting to pick up the speed, just making sure that they don't lose any energy. Going into fence number 9, our Skyjet fence, and then straight through to the next Oxer there at fence 10. And then we'll be swooping around and dealing with our final fence in this course, the fence number 11.
Just as we wrap up with the course fly-through, we have our first rider, Eera Shreeharsha on Holli TH, representing the United Riders Barn in the arena. Looks like she's ready to go. The first rider of the medium tour, day 1.
And it is quite interesting. She did bring the horse straight up here to the commentator's box. It's the first time this box has been here at Sresht Stable. And while the horses may have been here before, it was a good opportunity for her to bring him over just to make sure he knows what's coming up. Fence number 1, clear.
I think the first few jumps, the riders can really take some time and get their horses well settled to the underfoot conditions. The light is absolutely perfect for show jumping. The temperature has cooled off, so yeah, nothing more that a rider can ask for a venue. Absolutely world-class facilities over here at Sresht Stable.
Clear so far, but a bit of a spook there, just on the long side, coming towards fence number 5, and an unfortunate dropping on the first pole at the first element 5A.
Yeah, so since she has had a fault at 5A, her score in phase 2 will not be considered.
And the bell has rung, and that would be when the rider has to acknowledge that unfortunately she cannot continue in this 2-phase competition. So yes, if they have picked up any faults in the first phase, the bell will be rung after fence number 6, and that will be the end of their round this afternoon.
And that would include jumping faults as well as time faults. So what we had mentioned earlier, in phase 1, the time allowed is 43 seconds. And at 350 meters per minute, the riders cannot be wasting too much time. They need to be quite active from the very first jump. They don't need to rush it because they are not against the clock. So the time for phase 2 will be taken if there are riders with equal penalties. So we move on to the second rider, Prithiv Krishna on Pharrell. Definitely a horse rider combination which has done extremely well at the Surge Equestrian League in 2025. They started off 2026 on a good note. They placed in the very first round in the medium tour in April. So let's see if he can go one better. Representing Kovai Stables, Prathik Krishna on Pharrell. I think the turn from 4 to 5 is a little bit deceptive. There's a lot of space, but if the riders turn in too sharp, the horse actually ends up looking at the judges box and the media box. So there is a chance they get a little bit distracted. So I hope the riders have seen that when they walk the course.
Yes, and he's already looking very, very settled as he's taking on the first phase of this competition, really giving him the breadth of scope to take out the bigger turns and building up towards fences to ensure that he keeps the numbers clean.
Got lucky on jump number 4, gave it a bit of a tap, but it stays in place. Very lucky on 5A.
Yes. And here we go now into the second phase. So now we're going to be picking up the speed, and you can see how he's done that already, and taking the decision to make a very sharp turn for fence number 9 and a knock there, but has stayed up. 10 is clear.
Only one more fence to go for Prithiv Krishna on Pharrell. Can get things started with a clear round, and nicely done.
Yes, we're just going to wait for the final times to come through from our judges before we make any announcement. But a lovely clear round there for Prathik and Pharrell.
Yeah, so that's set the bar pretty high because he was definitely going for it. The turn from 8 to 9 was quite sharp, and I think any rider who wants to be in the placings will need to make that turn. Working party, if you can please take a look at 5A.
And we are just waiting for the judges to finalize and confirm the time given. And Dishant is just waiting there for the judges to ring the bell. So I believe the bell has now gone for this combination.
So the rider in is Dishant Anil on Kanjo, representing third stable. Rider number 3 out of 12. We have only one rider who's coming 2 times. That is Eera Shreeharsha.
And opting to take the wide turn around fence number 6 as he sets up for fence 3 and followed by 4. So far, so good.
This is a horse which has done a fair amount of eventing, so he's quite forward and definitely has a nice clearance. So I don't think the time will be any issue for this horse. But when he gets into phase 2, he's going to have to step it up a notch.
And he is just clearing those fences really beautifully. It just seems so as if it's gliding through the air. So he really has a nice stride out there and still staying clear on fence number 9 and 10. One fence to go for this combination.
Yeah, he took a little wider turn from 8 to 9, went around jump number 1. But he's kept the fences up, and that's what matters in this competition. We will wait for the official time. But a good round by Dishant Anil on Kanjo, representing third stable.
Yes, and he looks very pleased with himself there, and so he should be. It's a lovely way to start the weekend here at Sresht and in this combination. There we have it. The time for Kanjo 27.47. Our next rider to go this afternoon is Prathik Raj, and he is riding Major, wearing head number 55, representing Kovai Stable. And we are just waiting for the judges to ring the bell, and we're just checking final checks by the ground team here.
Prathik Raj on Major, representing Kovai Stables. So they've already had one rider who had a clear round, which was Prithiv Krishna on Pharrell. Second entry, Prathik Raj on Major, a horse rider combination which has been very successful in the past at the Surge Equestrian League. I think I remember him jumping in the small tour last year. He's taken a step up to the medium tour, so that is a great way for the riders to progress, build some confidence.
And we always know that these combinations from Kovai do give us something to watch. They do like to be a bit speedy. Obviously, as the fences go up, you do see them being a bit more cautious. But as we go for our second phase, I'm sure we will see the speed go up. So clear there on our first fence for this combination, and clear on two as well. Nice clearance, not having any issues there, and has decided to take the long way around to fence 3.
Nicely done over 3 and 4. So when the riders walked the course, they had to walk the distances and decide how many strides they were going to put in. So between 3 and 4 is an option of 5 or 6 strides, and between 7 and 8 is an option of 6 or 7 strides. So walking the course correctly is very important for the riders. Unfortunately, he had fence 5A down, so Prathik Raj on Major will not go into phase 2. So as it stands, we have 2 riders who have gone clear. Prithiv Krishna on Pharrell and Dishant Anil on Kanjo.
Yes, so next in the arena we have one of our home team here at Surge, Niall Kendall, riding Sandra Blue. Now, this combination did very well in the April outing, and let's see what they have in store for us this afternoon.
Yeah, a super talented horse and rider combination. Neil has been jumping for quite a while, but this is one of his newer horses. Sandra Blue, a horse which competed at the Asian Games a few years ago. Got plenty of scope. You can see the height of the jump is not going to be an issue at all for this horse.
No, and she has a very lovely temperament as well. She really does take her time into the striding, and once she's got it, she just accelerates through and has no problems at all.
And you can see he had a big jump coming in to jump number 3, so he actually, you could see him backing off over jump number 4, so very intelligently ridden by Neil Kendall.
Yes, and he's gone clear in the first phase, so a competitor now for our second phase, and clear so far through onto fence number 8, and has decided to take a tighter turn there into fence 9.
Yeah, 9 is a pretty straightforward vertical, so well done. It's worth the risk. Only one fence to go. He turned inside, so yeah, that looks like a good time. We will wait for the official numbers from the judges, but a fabulous round by Neil Kendall on Sandra Blue, representing Surge Stable.
And we have the timing confirmed now as 24.28 for Neil and Sandra Blue. Well done to the combination.
Next in the arena, we have Nikolay Campari, representing the Embassy International Riding School. Campari, one of the warm bloods, born in India, has been trained by Nikolay. Quite a young horse, doing a great job, getting some experience, going through the rounds. Very, very talented horse. Let's see how this horse rider combination do today.
They did really well in the April edition, and you could see how Nikolay is trying to train and build up these young horses, give them the experience of coming out here into these different arenas to compete, and he just is doing a great job training up these young horses. So clear so far in fences 1, 2, and a little hesitation there before 3, but has seen him through it, and clear now on 4. So very well done in the first bit so far.
Yeah, you could see him actually pushing the horse on because he knew the stride was there and he needed some momentum through that related distance. And has a drop on jump number 6. That was the last jump in phase 1. So unfortunately, he's not going to move on to phase 2.
And that means we have just 3 riders so far who are competitive in the second phase. But let's see what our next combination can deliver. We're going to be welcoming in Hiba Gabriel on Freezing Rain. Now, this combination is quite tricky. Freezing Rain does have a bit of attitude sometimes and definitely gives her lots to think about and lots of testing questions he poses for her when she's riding. So let's see how they've fared in the last month and how he's settled now into this competition.
Representing the Flying Sea Stallion, Hiba Gabriel on Freezing Rain. He's a super talented horse. I've seen him do some amazing show jumping rounds, but he definitely keeps the rider on their toes. He's got a lot of personality, but I think Hiba is doing a great job keeping him calm, keeping him relaxed. As long as he's focused on the jumps, he is definitely a very talented horse who can produce some amazing results. But keeping a horse which is very hot to keep him calm is definitely more easy said than done. And she's doing a good job so far.
Yes, there was an additional little addition in the arena there. So well done to Hiba for keeping it together. She came round to fence number 3. But so far we are clear as we go into the combination in front of the judges box. And final fence in the first phase is clear. Into the second phase we go.
So these are the horses which definitely have an advantage in a speed class. She is looking for the stride. Unfortunately, goes a little ahead before Freezing Rain decided to take off. So that fence went down. And she's picked up 4 penalties for jump number 7. Or 8, I'm sorry. Over the last fence. Not an easy horse to ride, but she's done a great job. Hiba Gabriel on Freezing Rain.
And we are just waiting for the final time to come through for the combination. But yes, 4 foot penalties picked up in the second phase.
I think she's the only rider with 4 penalties, so the time is not going to matter. If there's another rider with 4 penalties, then the faster rider goes ahead. And in the arena, we have Nitin Gupta on Leonardo, representing the United Riders Barn. No introduction required for Nitin, no introduction required for Leonardo. Anyone who's been competing in India has seen this horse and rider combination do really well. Taking on the medium tour day 1.
Yes, and this is definitely one of our more senior riders, seeing as we've had quite a few of the young riders already starting this afternoon. But it's always lovely to see him out there and just showing the young ones how it's always done.
Absolutely. And I think Leonardo's previous owner was one of the first few riders, Indian riders, to win a Grand Prix competition in Europe very recently. Kekri Rio winning the gold at a competition in Europe. So Congratulations to him.
And you can see the difference in the striding. You can see how relaxed and calm he is. He is definitely one going for a clear round. He's not going for the time. But let's see what he does now in the second phase.
Okay, looks like he is retiring. He's not going through to phase 2. So this was more of a training round for Leonardo. Just getting back into the competition circuit. So looks like he will be looking forward to the competitions tomorrow and day after. But he's retired from phase 2.
And next in the arena, we welcome Geethika Tikkisetty, and she's riding Chiranza, riding in horse number 5, representing Sresht Stables. Now, Geethika actually did also very well in the April edition, but she does like to push the boundaries, and she always does go for the win. So let's see what she's going to do with us here this afternoon.
Geethika is definitely one of the upcoming stars in the Indian equestrian scene. She's done really well in show jumping and dressage. She did well at an eventing competition last year, if memory serves me right. So one of the talented riders. Everyone expecting big things from her, and she has done well with Chiranza last month. Let's see what they can do today. She's got the horse going nice and forward. That's always positive in a two-phase competition. In a speed competition, you need the horse going forward. And with today's round and the course which has been set up, definitely a requirement.
And clear now on the first phase, heading through into the second phase. And you'll see Geethika moving this horse forward now and wanting to pick up a bit of the speed. She does tend to be careful on the turns, but unfortunately she has dropped a fence there on number 8.
Yep, so we've had 4 clear rounds and it's going to remain at 4. They are over 9 and 10, 1 fence to go. I think she may have a faster time than Hiba Gabriel on freezing rain, but I will let the judges decide that. So we have 2 riders who have 4 penalties in phase 2.
Yes, so 29:54 is the time given for Geethika and Chiranza.
Next rider in the arena, Basavraju on Quintani, representing the home team, Sresht Stable.
And this was our winner in April. And he definitely gave the course designer something to think about when he did that win. He cut out lots of corners, but let's see what he's going to do this afternoon.
Well, we've seen Basu ride some amazing rounds over the last 10 or 12 years of competitions in South India. He's a fabulous rider, and I think he's getting along really well with Quintani.
You can just see how settled they are into the duo combination here. They just know how each other will think and how they work together, and it is lovely to see them jump.
Absolutely. One more jump to go and he will be in phase 2. And looks like he's clear. I don't think he'll have any issue in time. So next rider in phase 2 looking for the distance. This has the distance between 7 and 8 has caught a lot of riders off guard. Unfortunately has the fence down. So 4 penalties on the board already and 1 fence to go. And he picks up another 4. Wow. So little lapse in concentration. I guess when 1 fence goes down, the rider tends to lose their attention for a split second, but he's going to complete this round with 8 penalties.
Yes, and he did that on a time at 25.06, but it's the 8 penalties that are really going to cost him this afternoon. Coming back into the arena, we have Eera Shreeharsha, and this time she is riding Clarintino Z from URB.
So Clarintino, a wonderful show jumper, was imported to India very recently, all the way from Belgium. We saw him jumping with some of the more experienced riders last year. I think he settled into the conditions in India beautifully. Pleasure to see this horse jump. He has such a nice jumping action. You can see his ears pointed in front, but didn't really see the distance at jump number 2, and unfortunately the rider has a fall. She looks to be fine. The body protector has done its job. Give her a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. It takes a lot of courage and bravery to ride these huge horses, and falling off at a jump can happen to the best of the riders, so never look at it in a negative way. You learn from all of these incidents, but she's fine, and that's all that matters.
Yes, it's a tough tumble, and we wish her all the very best in her next competition. Our final rider this afternoon in our medium tour, we welcome into the arena Sresht Mantena, and he is riding Lazareff, representing Surge Stables.
So this is a horse rider combination that's been doing really well. We saw some of the international riders last year at our grand finale riding Lazareff. If I'm not mistaken, we had the Olympian Edouard Schmitz on this horse, who did a fabulous round. So let's see how it goes.
Yes, and also deciding to taking the outside turn around fence number 6, so trying to keep it clean and safe.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity to get the horse well settled, but unfortunately jump number 4 goes down, so he will not go on to phase 2.
And picked up another pole penalty there on fence 5A. And yes, that will be the conclusion of his competition here in the medium tour this afternoon. We are just going to wait for the judges to come through with their final results and scores for everyone, but it does look like we just had 4 clear rounds this afternoon in our medium tour, so we're just waiting for our standings to come through and be confirmed before we let everyone know. Again, a big thank you to everyone in the crowd for coming out and supporting their favourite rider or horse. It is really nice to see everyone out here and enjoying themselves. It's lovely weather. I hear it's been raining the last couple of days, so it is nice to see some really nice weather out there this afternoon.
Absolutely beautiful conditions for show jumping. There's a light breeze blowing through the arena. You can see the flags moving a bit. The sun is playing hide and seek, which is a nice thing during the summer. And we have our results.
So the results have just come in. In 6th place, we have Hiba Gabriel on Freezing Rain.
In 5th place, Geethika Tikkisetty on Chiranza.
4th place went to Basavraju on Quintani.
In 3rd place, Dishant Anil on Kanjo.
And picking up 2nd place again this month, we have Prithiv Krishna on Pharrell.
And winning the competition, Kendall on Sandra Blue.
So big congratulations to all of our winners. Well done to everyone. We will be doing official prize giving at the end of the day at around 8 p.m. The official prize giving will be then, but at the moment we can give them all a big round of applause and join us for the highlights as well, and stay with us for our next competition, which will be our small tour.
adjustment in the results. Please note, everyone on clipmyhorse.tv and everyone watching live in the arena, there is an adjustment in the medium tour day 1 winners. We've been informed by the judges box that Basavraju Quintani is in 6th position. Hiba Gabriel, Freezing Rain, 5th. Geethika Tikkisetty is in 4th position with Chiranza. Dishant, Anil and Kanjo get the bronze medal. Prithiv, Krishna and Pharrell get silver, and staying on top with the gold, Neil, Kendall and Sandra blue. Slight adjustment in the results. Kindly please do note.